Happy holidays, NickelCityMafia, and welcome to a holiday special fundraiser for pediatric cancer. All month, we've been raising money, raising funds for baby Jack and his beautiful family. And tonight, the show is all about getting us over the goal line. You want to talk a little football? There's your little football line right there. Get us over the goal line. We had a 5,000 goal. We're close to that. We want to hit it. We want to exceed it if we can. So tonight is about having some fun. We have some entertainment to bring you. We have some fun contest. And again, while we're doing that, we're going to try to raise as much money as we can. We have a special guest tonight joining us. And let me bring up this little different overlay right here. Give me a second. And we're going to bring on, let me get this just right. It's important. All right. We're going to bring on Amy, baby Jack's mom, to give us an update. Here she comes. Let's get her out of the green room. She's been enjoying some snacks. There she is. Amy, welcome to our show. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for allowing us to do this for you. I know it's difficult, sometimes when you have this going on, when you say it's okay to do this, it's kind of putting you out in the public. And I know you've seen some things out in the public because we've been pushing this all over on our shows. We've been doing flyers, all kinds of stuff to kind of raise money. We've had a lot of folks working hard. And so again, thank you so much for joining us. So tell us how you're doing, Amy, and how's baby Jack doing and the rest of your family?
So baby Jack is doing wonderfully. He has what's called bilateral Wilm. So he has cancer in both his kidneys, and it only impacts about 30 kids in the US a year. So it's extremely rare. So he has gone through 104 doses of chemo, 14 months of fighting. He has endured 3 major surgeries, which all occurred in Boston because there was nobody here in Buffalo that could do it. He has lost his left kidney completely and has half of his right kidney. And he just had his end of treatment scans, and we are officially in remission as of Tuesday.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations.
He has been a fighter.
Wow.
Yeah. Children are the strongest. I mean, I've talked about it here. I'm a cancer survivor. And it was when I fought cancer about 6 years ago, I was connected to 2 families who was in a similar situation to you. They had children with cancer. And I followed them, and I saw how strong these kids were. And it just gave me strength. I was like, if these little kids can go through what they were going through, there's no excuse for me. So it's, again, near and dear to our hearts, and that is fantastic news. Love to hear that. You've had a lot of people on our show, friends and family, everyone we reached out to, coworkers, praying for your family. So that is fantastic. Love to hear that.
We appreciate every single prayer, every positive vibe, everything, because it's a hard journey. It's a very hard journey to watch your 10-month-old get pumped with chemo that is only going to make him sicker. And unfortunately, Jack's treatment plan was anything but what it was supposed to be. His tumor continued to grow as it died instead of shrink, became more complex surgeries. 1 surgery turned into 3 surgeries, and it just kept getting harder and harder and harder. But having the support of the community, of family, friends, strangers, I cannot believe the support of strangers is what keeps you going every day.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. It did me as well. Having those people I didn't even know, saying prayers for me. We had a channel, I had a Facebook channel that people were strangers I had never met before. My wife was opening it up and coming in there and saying nice things, and just kept my spirits up. But yeah, so I love to hear that. I'd like to ask you about the P.U.N.T Foundation. Right. So, yeah.
Okay,
So,
go ahead.
so I was going to say, I reached out. We were looking to do a fundraiser, and we wanted it to be local to Buffalo. Most of the folks, Jake's there in Buffalo. I was born and raised in Buffalo. I have children back there. And then we found the P.U.N.T Foundation. I was like, oh my goodness, this could be perfect. And it was. We actually said, look, we'd like to have a fundraiser there, having a home for the holidays. And we wanted to adopt a family and donate. And it took a little bit, but they found you, which we're so blessed that they did. But can you tell us about the P.U.N.T Foundation, and then how maybe other families who are experiencing what you're having to go through, how they get connected with P.U.N.T?
The P.U.N.T Foundation has been absolutely incredible for us. The moment he was diagnosed, I think we were in the hospital all of I don't even want to say we were there 24 hours, and they reached out and found us. The social workers at Children's and at Roswell are phenomenal at getting you in touch with P.U.N.T right away. They hook you up with Gwen, with Madison. You start to meet who they are. Within 3 days, they had us signing up for the adoptive family for Christmas. As we were diagnosed in late October. So they helped us in adopting our family for Christmas last year. And unfortunately, we still qualified for it as we were in treatment. So this year as well. They have a ton of programs that help pay for something simple, just like the valet fee at Roswell. Every time you go for parking, it's $5 when you're going every single day and you have a child and you have strollers and bags and food. It's a lot to carry. So they will pay your parking for the day and valet, so that way you don't have to worry about it. They do a lot of gift cards during the holidays, which have been wonderful with all their helping hand programs. They do a Field of Dreams program where we were picked to pick out something nice for Jack to be able to have. So whether we want to take a trip somewhere locally, we wanted to have him pick out something fun, redo his room, and we actually picked out a wagon because of Jack's having all his surgeries that he's had. He wasn't able to walk a ton. He got very fatigued. It was very hard having another child and a newborn and trying to get him to be able to go enjoy the zoo, go to exploring more, do the things that a typical 1-year-old should be doing. So they were wonderful, and through the Field of Dreams program got us this beautiful wagon that all 3 of our children can fit in and ride together, and kind of gives Jack a safe place to go when he's tired from walking and things after surgery. And actually for Halloween, we were home from our 3rd surgery only like 3 days before Halloween. And he wasn't really up to running around for trick-or-treating. And we made his wagon into a bulldozer. And he was a truck driver for Halloween. So it was really nice to have like a really nice wagon that he can go trick-or-treating and still do that as a 1-year-old and not have to miss out because he just got home from major surgery. And then we had the opportunity to meet Knox a bunch of times as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that to the end here. I thought okay. So I have a little clip from him, and then I talked to you a couple days ago, and you shared some of the interactions that you had. So let me save that for just a little bit more.
Oh, and one more. They also have helped us with bills numerous times because we've had to go to Boston. I stopped working when Jack was diagnosed, and my husband had to take a lot of time off when you're taking 2-3 weeks off to go out of town for surgeries. You quickly run out of PTO. PFL is hard because also during this we had a baby. So we were using PFL for maternity leave, paternity leave, and surgery. So we ran out of time very, very quickly. So they helped cover our mortgage payment while we were in Boston, which has been wonderful.
That's incredible. And I think you said you were 10 weeks pregnant when you found out Jack was diagnosed with cancer?
Yes. We were 10 weeks pregnant and we were buying a house. We were signing the paperwork for our house as the week he was diagnosed. So cancer didn't really seem to care that we had a lot on our plate already. Yeah. And but you just got to keep going.
Yeah, it never does, unfortunately. You also talked about something that, baby Jack, because of that cancer attacking those kidneys, he's down to half a kidney, right?
Yes, he only has a half a kidney. One of the few people in the world that only have. You say hi?
Hi, guys. Hi,
hey,
Jack.
How you doing?
You say
Jack,
hi.
how you doing?
He's got a fun Christmas shirt on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you like the lights?
He's got bills.
Look at the lights. Look at the lights.
You got bills. You say hi.
We heard Jack's he's a Bills fan, right?
He is a big Bills fan. He wears his Zubas every game and then has to wear them to bed on game nights. And he constantly picks out Bill's stuff and he knows the shout song. And actually in Boston, we had our shirts made for Jack with Buffalo with the cancer ribbon on that we all wore for surgery. And in Boston, his surgeon was like, he's coming into surgery with Bill Zubas on, a Bills shirt. And we're like, yeah. And everyone's like, Patriot fans, and they still allowed him to be the Bills
I love
player.
that. That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. We were kind of talking about the fact that he, because of this cancer, he's down to half a kidney. Most people have 2 kidneys. They can function with 1, but half a kidney is kind of new ground, right, for the medical world?
I want to be in there.
You don't want to be in there? Okay. Can you say goodbye?
Bye, baby Jack.
No more paparazzi.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Jack.
Merry
Love
Christmas,
you, buddy.
Jack.
You're doing great, bud.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Go Bills. Hi.
Go Bills. Hi.
Yeah, so there's not many people or children out there in the world that only have a half a kidney left.
Wow.
So we don't really know what our future entails. Right now, his kidney's working good, but they don't know how long it will work good for. So we will be constantly monitored.
Bye.
Hi, buddy.
To see whether or not his kidney, go with daddy, okay? To see whether his kidney will be able to last him the rest of his life or last him a few years before he needs a transplant. He has to be 2 years cancer-free before we can even talk about doing a transplant. So we're hoping that it lasts to that point so we can avoid dialysis.
Yeah.
But our future is really unknown as for how much a half a kidney can work because there's not many, well, at the time, 1-year-olds that can that can go off of experience-wise. Not many
Right.
1-year-olds lose their a kidney and a half.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
kids are amazing, and they surprise us, and you can already tell he's such a strong kid. We're going to pray for you. We're going to continue to pray for you, and we just know next year at this time, baby Jack will be skating out in that backyard that you said is covered over with ice right now. Or I mean,
Yes.
it kind of froze like weird because of the blizzard, right?
Yes, because of the blizzard, the water in our hockey rink is not exactly flat right now.
Wow. Yeah.
So let me-
you guys
sorry,
are out
Jim.
in Elma, yeah, and then for those of the people that are watching that don't know, we're in Buffalo here. We're experiencing blizzard conditions. So they're out in Elma. You guys, Amy, you were saying that you guys got hit a little bit over there. I'm out in the South Town. You're in Elma, which is kind of an interesting area out there too. So yeah, we're just gonna ride this out, guys. It's gonna be a white Christmas. That's for darn sure.
We're gonna need Rudolph. Rudolph
That's right.
is
That's for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's awesome. So I'm going to play a little clip from Dawson, and because we're also, as you know, Amy, I told you the other day, we're a big Bills channel. We talk about Bills all the time. And I know your husband's a big Bills and Sabres fan, correct?
Oh,
So
yes. We have season
hopefully,
tickets.
awesome. So let me play this little clip here, and we'll talk about your interactions and how much involved Dawson is, because I think a lot of people, they kind of wonder, like, do these guys just show up quickly? Do you have just a few minutes? And it sounds like Dawson's very involved. So just another reason for us to love him that much more. So let me play this little clip. Give me a few here.
What's up, guys? This is Dawson Knox. I was just thinking about all my friends with the P.U.N.T organization. I know right now it's some difficult times, but I know you guys are strong, so y'all are powering through it. Just wanted to let you know I'm praying for you guys. Also, super excited to see y'all next season and whenever we get to go back up to Buffalo. But also want to encourage everybody to keep helping out the P.U.N.T Foundation and keep donating, because the way that they treat everybody and the way that they help out families that have kids with pediatric cancer is incredible. And I'm doing the same myself. So just wanted to say, go Bills. Hope to see y'all soon. Stay strong.
Yeah, that's amazing. Obviously, that's not current. I think it's from last year. But Amy, can you kind of tell us about how involved Dawson's been with you and your family?
Yes, Dawson has been extremely involved. The first time we actually got the opportunity to Zoom with him when we were first diagnosed. He Zooms every single week into the hospital with Gwen and Madison to meet who's there, to talk about them and talk with them. And at first I was like, I don't know how this is going to be because my kid's 10 months old. He's not going to be really talking or anything. And he is the most genuine, down to earth, easy guy to talk to. I ended up talking to him for 45 minutes very, very, very easily. And then every time we were in the hospital, we were able to Zoom with him. We had met him in person, I would say at least over 5 times. He actually makes jokes about in the locker room about when we took this photo shoot of the little picture down there. I was 9 months pregnant and had to go into some very unique positions being 9 months pregnant. And he always jokes around that they should have named the baby Knox because he was going to catch him, and it's like a big joke in the locker room. He has been on the ground crawling around with Jack, trying to get Jack to play with him, throwing balls back and forth with Jack. There's no rush when you're with him. He wants to talk to you. He wants to know who you are. He wants to know what your journey's like, and he's very humble. He always, tells Jack that he's the warrior and that he's stronger than he is and how brave he is, and he's just such a good guy.
That is amazing. For those that don't know, there are some folks on this channel listening, and I have friends out there that may not be Bills fans. Dawson Knox is the tight end for the Buffalo Bills, and I think, Jake, is this his third or fourth year with the Bills?
This is his third year, I believe, right?
Third year.
Or no, this
Right.
is his fourth year.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4 years, but he's been with the Bills. We absolutely love him. He's a big piece of the offense, and obviously you can see just how good of a guy he is. And he's helped raise, I don't know, I saw it's probably way, but it was like $200 million, over $200 million for the P.U.N.T Foundation. I could have that number wrong, but I think I saw that on the Facebook page, and I'm sure it's growing. And that's just another reason to love this guy. So thank you for sharing that, Amy. Really appreciate it. Jake, I've been hogging kind of the show. I mean, did you have any questions for Amy?
No, I just honestly, I'm just like very just humbled talking to you. I mean, it's like can't even imagine the type of journey you guys have been through. And you know, Jack is really, I think he's kind of showing us, you know, how to deal with adversity, you know, just battle through. It's like he doesn't even really know what's going on, and he's just kind of going about his business day to day. It's like hard not to even get emotional about it, just thinking about it, you know, like especially for a kid that young, my gosh. But
I mean, when he had surgery, the first surgery, and it was a 3.4 pound tumor removed off of him, and he was only 16 pounds.
Wow.
So it was how much? I mean, it was like over 30% of his body weight. And I remember being like, and he never acted like he was in pain. He never acted like he was sad. He never acted like there was I'm like, here I am 9 months pregnant complaining to you because I have a 7-pound baby inside of me and I don't weigh 16 pounds. And I'm just like, he just gives us so much strength. He's such a great warrior. He doesn't ever stop. He's always smiling. Even when he feels like shit, he is always smiling.
He looked pretty awesome on camera, I could tell you that.
Well, you want to come say hi again?
He brought the energy, that's for sure.
He was a little shy at first, but then he's like, hey, I'm on camera.
There he is. He's back.
Say hi.
What's up, Jack? Merry Christmas.
Go Bills.
Go play.
Go
Go
Bills.
Bills.
All right.
Did Jack see Santa Claus, or
Mommy,
do you not do the Santa Claus thing?
He does Santa Claus. Santa Claus going to buy you something, bring you something?
You need to.
Get you down, okay.
What did he ask Santa for?
A green bike.
A green bike. All right.
Very nice.
Yeah, he's really big into the color green. Everything has to be green, and he wants a bike in the worst way.
All right. Well, I'm sure he'll get that for sure. Santa's brings a lot of fun stuff for children.
Yes,
so,
and he's been pretty good this year.
Amy, I promise you I wouldn't take a lot of your time. I know you have 3 children. And again, we want to appreciate, I appreciate you coming on with us and giving us an update, because a lot of people have been wondering, and we're just so thankful that you're bringing us some good news. And hopefully, we're going to keep this drive going through the first of the year. And I hope we can continue to reach out to you and get some updates on baby Jack.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays to you and your family. And Happy New Year as well. I hope we'll keep praying for you. And I just seeing baby Jack and hearing that great news, good things are going to come to you. Just know
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you guys as well.
Merry
All
Christmas.
right.
Absolutely. Jack made my day. Seriously.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, being here on camera with us. You know, we really appreciate it. And yeah, Merry Christmas and go Bills. Big day tomorrow, guys.
Yes, I know. He's got his zippers all ready to go.
Yes.
He wanted to wear them tonight, and I said, no, that's tomorrow.
All right. Well, thanks again, Amy. Take care.
Thank you guys for everything. We really appreciate everything.
Absolutely.
You're so welcome. Wow, that was awesome. Thank you so much, Amy. Let me get this right here. There we go. Get the proper overlay.
I'll tell you what, Mike, I was kind of choking up a little bit. Like I mean, just makes your heart sink just hearing that type of story, you know? But that's awesome, man. Like that was really cool just to see him in good spirits, and he's all excited for the game tomorrow and for Christmas and demanding to get off camera. I love that. That's great. It's a man who knows what he wants.
Well, I told you, whenever I talk about cancer, because of my experience, I get emotional. So I was actually surprised, and I have to throw it to you. But,
I brought tissues just in case.
I know. We got through it, so that was incredible. I want to kind of just mentioned right there on the screen, this show is all about raising funds. And I think we actually had a few come in here. Let's talk about, let me go out there. We have somebody out there actually tracking the donations. And let's see here. Oh, man, we got some big ones already. This is fantastic here. Let me go up to the top here. Let's see. We started the day at with a little over 4,000. We had a $50 donation come in from Santa Claus. Look at Santa Claus, throwing out the donations. I love it. He says, "Ho ho ho! You make me want to shout." That's what he said. All right, love that. Let me bring that up here. I got to show these comments here. I'm not lying. We have a donation tracker from Santa Claus out there. Let's see what else we got. All right, this is a big one here. Kelsey from Queen City Food Trucks donated $254. That's incredible. Thanks to Queen City and thanks to Kelsey for letting Tom hang out flyers on her truck. Yeah, like I was saying, we have in our Discord channel, we have a few folks that have really been working hard along with Jake and I to get the word out there and bring money. We didn't know how this would go. We've never done a fundraiser on a channel. I mean, we've done giveaways. That's an easy thing. But when you're trying to ask people for donations, a little tougher. But our friends and family and our coworkers stepped up. And like I said, a lot of the folks in the channel were working hard. And this is an example. He walked up to the food truck and said, "Hey, can I hang my flyer?" And this is incredible, $254.
Amazing. Yeah.
So let's see here. I think, what else do we have in here? Timmy Cooks. Donate $21.
Timmy Corks. I think Timmy Corks he means. That's my buddy Timmy. Shout out to Timmy. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, let's see. Do we got any other ones there? And then Tom. Tom's a coworker of mine. Thank you, Tom. Tom had already donated previously. Thank you again for coming back, Tom.
Beautiful.
Really appreciate that. So good stuff. And as you can see, folks, as you can see on the screen, there is a little code in the top right. It'll move around depending on whether we have 2 or 3 people. Maybe be on the top right or the bottom right. You scan that with your phone. It'll take you right to the donation page. And if you are on your phone, listen to this. In the description of the video of our show is the link for the donation page. And again, any little amount, there's no amount is too small. And we get it. If you can't financially donate this time of the year, you can certainly help us out by sending that link out to others, friends, families, and also on your social media platforms. So really appreciate it. Let's see here. So we're going to get into a little bit of entertainment. First of all, Jake, I got to get an update from you. We had somebody who was going to perform live on the piano. What's the latest with Ian?
He is still without power, unfortunately. So he said he's going to be tuning into the stream from his phone, but his phone is, I don't know what the battery life looks like on that. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to join us live. He did mention potentially calling in through my phone, but I'm not sure how the audio would work with that. So I'm sure, he'll be out there on the channel at some point here. But yeah, that was definitely unfortunate. Wanted him to join me. But hey, Mike, I guess I just got to use my own knowledge for this quiz that I'll be taking later on in the show.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll still have fun with it. And then we also have an ugly sweater contest. But last I looked, Jake, I think everyone's a little shy. I didn't see any images or pictures.
Yeah, what the heck, guys? Come on now.
But I'm going to check the email. There's still time. If you are interested, it looks like you're not going to have any competition or not much. If you send a picture in your ugly sweater. By the way, Jake, I love your sweater. You can barely see mine. Let me sit up here a little bit. It's got Santa.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got some lights on there too, but they don't work, which kind of makes it a little more ugly, right? I love yours. What's it say?
Points for that. So this says, "Dear Santa, all I want is for the Bills to win the Super Bowl. P.S. I've been good." So, nice little Bills ugly sweater. It's got the lights. It's got everything going.
Yeah, hopefully those lights last. Mine, we had this last year, and these lights were on. I go to turn them on, I'm like, they're dead. So I use some weird battery. But hey, we got lots of fun stuff. And I'm going to tell you something. We're going to give you 3 performances right now. When we came up with the show, we reached out to various people to see if they'd pre-record or even come on the show live. And it was so touching to have some folks be able to do it. We put this together in only a couple weeks, Jake, about 2 to 3 weeks. Yep. So with all the holiday stuff going on, to have folks do this was just incredible. And these performances are amazing. So we're going to kick it off with a performance from a coworker of mine, Alberto, and a friend of his, Priscilla. They put together Last Christmas, a song. They're going to sing Last Christmas for us. And it's impressive. Alberto plays the ukulele, and she sings beautifully. So let's go. Let me bring that up right now. And again, this is StreamYard. We've never done this before, sharing videos. They have a limit, but they let you share it. So let's see. Let's hope tech-wise this works out, because these are beautiful. So let's go. Let's bring up Alberto and Priscilla. Let me make sure this is there. All right, here we go.
This is for Baby Jack with much love. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I gave you to someone special. Once beaten and twice shy, I keep my distance, but you still catch my eye. Good babies, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, it doesn't surprise me. Merry Christmas, I wrap it on a set. We did not saying I love you, I meant it. No, I know what a fool I've been, but if you kiss me now, I know you fool me again. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I gave you to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I gave you to someone special. A face on a lover without finding his heart. A girl on the cover, but you tore her apart. Maybe this year, I gave you to someone special. 'Cause last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I gave you to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day, you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I gave you to someone special.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Alberto and Priscilla. That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. I couldn't believe it when they put that together for me and he sent it to me. I was like, oh my goodness. Alberto had to fly back to Mexico for the holidays, and he had to, take the ukulele. He had all of his equipment.
That was awesome.
And they put it together. It's absolutely beautiful. And I've been telling him ever since, like, he and Priscilla should go on tour. They have a future together if they want to take on the music world. But thank you so much.
So wait. Let me get this straight. So you mean to tell me they don't even really do this like full time? They just do this as a hobby, Mike?
No. She does a little bit. She does some karaoke. I know they've done karaoke together. Alberto does not sing. He plays the instrument. But obviously she's amazing with her voice. So, yeah, they don't.
That was extremely impressive. I'll tell you what. I think her voice is well overmatched the karaoke scene. I sing karaoke. She should be singing on tour. I should not be in the same category, as a karaoke singer myself. She's way better than that. That was amazing. Alberto, great job on the ukulele. That was a beautiful, nice little touch.
Yeah.
That was excellent.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Again, I'm really touched on that. And again, it's all about raising funds. And again, you can scan that QR code in the top right now and donate. Any little amount will help us tremendously. And if you don't have your phone, you're actually watching this on your phone, you can go to the description of the channel, and the link is there as well.
Look at that, so Big Al coming through. Love it. Thank you, Dad. That's great. Love to see it.
That is incredible. I as well am going to be making a $105 donation. I was waiting for the live show, but obviously I'm doing the show, so it will come shortly after. We have some more. We have 2 more performances. This one's by the same person. Her name is Orlena Owens. She has been in my life for about 37 years. My best friend, Troy. You know Troy. Jake, you've met him. Troy's been my best friend for 37 years, and she is his little sister. And when she grew up, when I'd come visit, she was into theater. She's always been a talented singer. She put a band together a couple of years ago. I don't know what happened there, but she definitely should be getting back in the band. She's going to do a little a cappella for you on a couple songs here. So let me bring this one up. And again, here we go.
Hi, my name is Orlena Owens, and I'm going to be singing a couple of Christmas songs for you. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow on that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Arlena, if you're watching, thank you so much. That is just gorgeous. We have another one from her. So we're going to go right into it. Again, the code's on the screen. Please make a donation. Any little bit will help. And again, if you can, just share this with friends, family, co-workers. I got to tell you, Jake, I don't know about you, but my co-workers stepped up big in this giveaway. They knew the battle that I went through 6 years ago, and it touched me. So let me bring up Arlena's second song here, so I can stop being emotional and get myself together for crying out loud.
Mike, it's okay. You're allowed to have a moment. I love it.
All right, here we go. She brings in the second song again.
Just wanted to say Merry Christmas to baby Jack and his family. I hope that all of your Christmas dreams come true. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Through the years, we all will be together. If the fates allow, hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. In a year we all will be together, if the fates allow. Until then, we'll have to muddle through somehow, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Merry Christmas.
Wow, again, back to back. I'll tell you what, Erlina, if you need to get back in a band, you really do.
Hell yeah, that was
right?
great.
She's incredible. They had a band going, and they were so good. And I think maybe COVID had a little bit to do with them having to break up there. But hey, we have Priscilla and Alberto, and we get them connected with Erlina. They're going places. And again, thank you so much, Erlina, if you're watching this. I know I've reached out to you and let you know how appreciative I am of that. So thank you. I hope I can go back. I mean, this is about being live. You have a little emotional moment. You can't go back and edit it. Damn it. But I tried, Jake.
You got to leave that in there, Mike. That's raw emotion. That's what people like to see. We're not trying to fake anything here. This is all real. You know, we're all people at the end of the day. So absolutely love to see it. You know, you can have that moment any day of the week in my book, Mike. So don't even feel bad about it. I will say, though, I think we need to maybe put it out there, maybe get a brand deal with Kleenex.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Right? I know. You guys know early in the morning I have allergies too, so I'm always got something.
That's
with my
what I'm
nose.
saying. So whether it's the nose or that, you know.
One of your friends actually hit me up, or when we were on the show, he's like, "Mike, what brand of Kleenex do you use?" So
my brother-in-law Zach Popper, shout out to you for bringing that to our attention. I think it's actually a good idea to maybe pursue something.
I certainly need it today. So we're donation tracker saying we're at $44.76 of $5,000, our goal. And again, I'd love to exceed it. The reason I'd love to exceed it, just let me tell you this. So there is a small percentage that the site takes, just like GoFundMe. It's not as big as the GoFundMe percentage they take out, but there's a small percentage they take out for hosting all the transactions that have to happen. So obviously, if we hit the 5K, fantastic. If we go past it, even better. So good stuff. I mean, and again, if your dad's already said he's going to donate 105, and you know 105 is coming from me, that's 210. So we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Awesome stuff. All right, cool.
I'm throwing a 105 in too. So
there.
What do we got? What do we got there? 315.
Do the math.
Add it. In fact, I'm doing it real time. All right.
Do it on the calc.
We're going real time. If we do a calculation here, let's see real quick. 4476 plus 315. It'll get us to 4791. You know what? I'm gonna add $9 extra onto that to get a nice even 4,800.
All right, we're there. Come on, let's go. We can do this.
So with that, that'd be 114. 114.
Beautiful. You're a good man, Mr. Jake Podger, as well as everyone who's donated to this. And there's been so many. I mean, the donation tracker, can you tell us how many folks have donated to this great cause? Give us that number there. I know you can go to the page and
46.
see.
46 people thus far.
Incredible. 46. And a lot of them we know, but some of them we don't. There's been folks, again, because of the flyers that have been passed out and, people on these food trucks, that Tom was able to get the flyer hung up on. You just never know. And we did put a video out as well. We had some views come in on that. So you just never know. And again, thank you to everybody who has donated to this cause. Couldn't thank you enough, really. So Jake, the next segment of our show. Again, no updates from Ian. I'm assuming.
Yeah, nothing yet. I just shot him a text, so we'll see. But yeah, I don't think it's looking too promising, unfortunately.
No worries, no worries. So the next segment was the ugly sweater contest, and I got to. I asked a lot of people to do it. I know you did as well. And let me just say, I just got one entry that came in, and this is a coworker. Her name's Janelli, and she knows I'm a big Bills fan. She knows this whole channel is a Bills fan, and I want to see if you can see this on camera. This is her sweater, and yeah, this is about as well. I could have thought of a few more uglier sweaters, but she went with a Raiders sweater.
Goodness. Wow.
So,
now, is that okay? Is she a Vegas Raiders fan, just a Raiders fan in general? Is she an Oakland Raiders fan?
3-time Super Bowl champions. I don't know. This is news to me. I had been emailing the group that I know is part of Nickel City Mafia and saying, hey, we're having a ugly sweater contest. So we're going to wait a few minutes, but if we don't get any more entries or any more pictures sent to the NickelCityMafia@gmail.com, Janelle's going to have herself a $50 gift certificate. So Janelle, thank you for getting it kicked off so far.
I got a funny one. My father-in-law sent me this. I don't know if this counts, Mike. I don't even think, I can't even really, it's of me and my wife. My camera's way up ahead there, so it's kind of hard to get there. But
Yeah.
it's just the background on it. It's me from about 11 years ago, probably about 35 pounds ago. My wife, and then my brother-in-law, Zach, wearing his wife's sweater as well, and then her. So pretty funny to look back on that one. Holy cow, we really, man, Zach, let's get on Weight Watchers once the new year begins, man. Holy smoke.
Jake, come on, man. I've seen you on social media. You look fine, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I embrace the dad bod, that's for sure.
We got a donation tracker. So Big L already got the donation in $110. Big L, thank you so much. I know this is the second time for you donating. Really, really appreciate it. You're fantastic. And you've been fantastic on the show since we started it. So thank you so much. We got Mama Padre out today. Oh my God, I love it. Like, thank you for inspiring Christmas message, the art of giving. Yes, it's good to see you, Mama Padre. Appreciate you being out there.
They're sitting in the same room, Mike, so I could picture it now. My dad's probably on his iPad. He sits in his big recliner. My mom on her iPad. So they're sitting across from one another. She's on the couch. He's on the chair. Both got the show going. Awesome. I love it.
That is awesome. We saw her earlier in our shows, and I don't see her as often. I miss her, so I'm glad to see her out there. Happy holidays, Mama Padre. And let's see what else we got. And of course, we got your donation came in 114. Fantastic. And
now, does that hold on though? Here's the thing: does that uneven it now? Because we had it. It would have been a nice even number. Now we're back up. We gotta figure that out, guys. You know?
What's the number at donation tracker? Where are we at right now?
Yeah. We got to see that.
Big L saying you're right, Jake.
That's awesome.
Ryan, it's okay. Let me tell you. Ryan is in our Discord channel, and Ryan had one of the biggest donations to the cause here, and he also got his company to match his donations. So Ryan, we really appreciate you.
It's incredible, man. Thank you so much again, Ryan. Honestly, that blew me away, man, when I saw that. That's crazy. You're a good man.
We have 4,700. Unbelievable. Fantastic.
Wow.
Let's see here. Let me pull this off here. All right. Bills first down.
I can hear it in my head. That's good for another Bills first down.
So, okay, folks. Now, before we go into this, the next segment we're going to do is, again, we're going to give out a $50 gift card to the Ugly Sweater contest winner. And right now, there's only one entry. No, Jake, they had to send it to NickelCityMafia@gmail.com to be part of it. So there's still time. We're going to give this, I say, another 15 minutes on Ugly Sweater contest. And if not, Janelli, when I see you next time, you'll be getting a gift card. But hopefully someone else wants to submit a few. That'd be fun. But we're going to go.
It's wide open, guys. I mean, get your submittals in. This is big time. There's
no better opportunity than right now.
That's right. That's right.
So we are also giving away a $50 gift card to a trivia winner. Now, the way the trivia would work, I need someone from the live channel to be brave enough to come on and I would drop the link in the comment section, and you take that link and join us. You can join us with an iPad. I know Big Al did it. It was okay. It's not the best connection through an iPad, but it worked. If you want to use your phone, I'm sure it would work, because Jake did. He connected through a halftime show from Dolphin Stadium on his phone.
That was pretty rough.
It was rough, but that's because the Wi-Fi is a little rough at the stadiums,
Right.
and it was just super loud. We couldn't hear you. So we're going to need some folks to kind of tell me who's out there that would be willing to come on. The way it will work is I have a little trivia site. We'll go there, and I'll share that. And there'll be 5 questions you got to get right. And it's going to be Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style. So, for instance, if you had trouble with one of them, you're going to have help 3 different ways. Actually, no, I can't do the third one. We're going to have it 2 ways. Phone a friend, which is going to be Mr. Jake Podger right here. And then also ask the channel. So if you don't know and you want to ask the channel who they think, and of course we know the channel has a big advantage because we can, they have what their friend Google out there and Siri. But the person who comes on has to be willing to be on camera so we can see, show your hands that you're not Googling or asking Siri for things. So come on, someone's got to be out there. Someone's got to be. Big Al, if I know you'd be willing to do this, but let's go. Who else is out there? Sean, you still out there? I know you love the camera. You'd be good for this trivia. Come on.
Sure would be. Yep. I'm
Who's out
texting
there?
a couple of my buddies right now. I said, we're doing this live stream. Get your butt on camera here.
All right. So while we're waiting for that, to see some folks that want to raise their hand, I want to ask you, talk to me about your favorite holiday Christmas memory. We both celebrate Christmas. So what is you probably have many of them, but can you narrow it down to one that just stands out? Your favorite Christmas memory. Now you have mom and dad. That's a lot of pressure right now. Mom and dad are on the channel listening to this.
Yeah. Oh, there's been a lot. There's been a lot of really good ones, Mike. This is really difficult. There's a couple that stand out. When me and my brother were I was probably 7, he was 4. We got these walkie-talkies for Christmas, and it was the coolest thing because they're unwrapped. And I think they were in our stockings, and we pick them up and, we turn them on and stuff. And lo and behold, my dad's in the other room, and we didn't know that he had left the room, but he's on one of them, and he's talking as if he's Santa Claus. And that was the coolest thing in the world. We're like, we're talking to Santa right now. So, and I'll always remember that. We still use those walkie-talkies to this day when we're out in a tree stand when we're hunting. So it's kind of cool. It's full circle. Now we're still using those walkie-talkies to this day, obviously for different reasons. But back in the day, that was cool to have as a kid. You're getting these walkie-talkies. You think you're awesome. You could play manhunt out on the street, you do a little bit of hide and seek with those things, So, yeah, I think that was a pretty cool memory. There was the one Christmas where I didn't need a TV, but it was when we were just moving into our house. And actually this TV behind me here was gifted to me. I did not expect it. My parents were like, it's not going to be, listen, we're not going to give you anything crazy for the holidays. Getting a little bit older now. You don't need as many presents, totally get it. I was like, you don't have to give me anything. I just like being there and, celebrating with you guys. So, we're opening up presents and whatnot. And it's like towards the end of it, it's like the most Christmas story way of doing it, where he gets the Red Ryder BB gun. Instead, for me, it's a TV. Cause me, I'm obsessed with TVs. So, and I didn't really have like a good 4K TV for the basement. Now I got 4 of them now, but this is back in the day where, I still needed something a little higher quality. So, my dad's like, go look over in the corner there. There's a big, massive box, and he's got a blanket over it. Didn't even bother wrapping it, which I don't blame him because that would have been a pretty tough one to wrap. And I uncover it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. My wife looked at me and she's like, I cannot believe, what's another TV? But it was cool because it's for the man cave, So, and I need that for NFL Sundays. So that was a pretty big surprise for me. That was only 3 years ago, maybe. So
Wow.
That was kind of cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. And yeah, so it's Big Al's fault that you have this TV craze, is what I'm hearing.
Whoa!
What?
Holy cow!
What is going on here? Holy cow!
Oh my goodness gracious! Well, that might be the best holiday memory right there.
That is incredible.
This might be it right here. Just being able to give this family, reaching our goal first off, and then to continue and go above and beyond that 5,000. unbelievable.
Yeah, thank you so much, Big Al. Unbelievable. I might get emotional again. I got to move on to the next thing real quick. Oh my goodness. Maria did it. Oh my God, Mama Padre.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
That's
Wow.
incredible.
Donation
so
trackers say goal achieved, touchdown. Let's not stop though. Let's not stop. As I said earlier, there are some fees that get taken out. I'd love for them to get the full 5K, but oh my God, I can't believe we hit it. We are literally 50 minutes into the show, Jake. I didn't know how this was going to go, and we've hit it, man. That is absolutely fantastic. So
That's awesome.
let's share a favorite again. I'm looking for folks. We have no volunteers yet for the trivia. Come on now. Red, White, and Bills, Big L, Tom, Chris. Come on, Chris. I know you can do this. You're gonna
Chris,
have
you can do it, man. You got phone a friend options.
yeah.
You got the chat. I mean,
Yeah,
we can go a
come
lot
on.
of different ways here. You know.
Come on, you can do this. Ryan, both times. Come on, one of you just got to be brave enough to get on camera. Alberto. I mean, Alberto's not even a Bills fan. He'd be kind of lost, but we can help you, Alberto. We can help you. As long as you got that camera. Come on now. And
I
then
got
you
to
can-
say, this is, Mike, right now, I'll be honest with you, this is definitely becoming the best holiday, best Christmas, most memorable probably, just not only because of the blizzard, but of all the stuff that we got going on. I mean, this is going to be right at the top here. And my little baby, she's 1 year old. Like, it really puts things into perspective, makes you appreciate that a little bit more. And
Yeah.
this year, you know, it's kind of cool because she can sort of appreciate the gifts a little bit more. I got her some Buffalo Bills Little People, actually, those Fisher Price
Oh,
things. I don't know
nice.
if you've seen those. I was able to get one of those for her, so she's going to love that. But, yeah.
It's cool that you talked about your holiday memory. Now your favorite one. Now you're building new favorite holiday
Right.
memories with
That's
your
so cool.
daughter, which is awesome. You know, I had to really think about my favorite holiday memory, and I really appreciated it years after the fact. But I look back now, and I'm so appreciative. So my mom was a single mom. We lived on Exchange Street in South Buffalo, in the area they called the Valley. They called it the Valley because it was surrounded by bridges. To get into our area, you had to come across a bridge. And my mom was a single mom. She worked at Niagara Envelope there on Seneca Street in Van Rensselaer. And she worked there for 23 plus years. And she made, I kid you not, when she started there, she told me she started a little over $1 an hour. And she, at the highest, at the peak,
Wow.
she made about $2 something an hour. And so not only did she have to pay rent, by the way, rent was very low. I remember I used to take the rent check down to the landlord down below us, and it was like $60. But my mom, on that type of income, and I'll tell you what, Jake, I wouldn't know that because the Christmas tree was stacked. I asked her just recently, Mom, how did you do it? Because being on, making that type of money, I would have thought you were a millionaire, because I'll tell you what, on Christmas Day, my brother and I came out to the Christmas tree, and the tree was just filled with presents. I'm not talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was something like 10 presents each. And they were presents that, back then we'd go through a catalog and we'd kind of come up with a Christmas list, right? I forget what catalog it was. Some folks might be able to remember, but it was a big thing back then. You'd go through the Montgomery Ward's catalog or something like that, and you'd circle the gifts that you wanted from Santa, and then your mom could kind of go off of that and get you what you want. But she did it every year, and I reached out to her recently, and I said, Ma, how'd you do it? And she says, well, I'd save throughout the year, and there wasn't credit back then, Jake. There was no really, and she wouldn't have been able to get any. But she had a sister who passed away a few years ago, a twin sister, who was also at Niagara Envelope, and they worked there. She worked there a little bit longer, made a little bit more, and she also helped my mom come up with those gifts. So fantastic. We'd wake up on Marilla Street. So back then, the story I'm telling you about is not only when I grew up, early days of me back in Buffalo was on Marilla Street. And Marilla Street, they had Old Marilla Street and New Marilla Street. I don't know if you know the area, but
Yeah.
when I was young, when I'm talking about Exchange Street, that was kind of in my 9 to early teens. But when I was younger, I grew up on Marilla Street. So again, we'd wake up at my mom's house, and the tree would be just packed. And then I also had wonderful grandparents, two of the best people you'll ever meet in your life. They were just absolutely saints. They lived down the street. They were like 10 houses down. So we'd wake up, we'd get all these amazing presents from my mom, and then we'd walk over to their house, And again, they just had it. My aunt lived with them as well. So we just have so many presents. And again, you would think, based on what they gave us, that and it was fun because they would put some of the presents would be from Santa, some of them would be from her or my grandparents. And I'm so appreciative because they really didn't make the type of money you would expect to have to make to put that many presents under the tree. But they did it out of love. They did it. They saved all year long. So those are some of my best memories. And then, of course, as I've had children now, and I'm a big, I love Santa. My children will always believe in Santa. I have Santa on my phone, on my contacts.
I love that.
I can't give you that number. Santa would be upset, so I got to hide that. But my children, throughout the years, they all know this. We have the Santa tracker going on. Yep. we start checking Christmas Eve. Where's Santa at? We leave food for Santa, cookies and milk. We leave Rudolph and the reindeer some food, and I always tell them, they'll come home sometimes because there's some kids, and I don't know, there's some crazy kids that say Santa's not real. They start talking about Santa not being real, and when my kids come home,
terrible.
I say, when you stop believing in Santa, Santa stops bringing you gifts. So my kids, whether they've done it for me or whatever reason,
I'm going to use that one. I'm going to steal that one, Mike.
They continue to believe in Santa. They continue to get gifts from Santa. So I believe in Santa. I will always believe in Santa. I am a big kid at heart.
Me too, man. That's great. Yeah, I'm making it a tradition. I have a little Santa costume. So I'm going to dress up like Santa every time I put the presents under the tree. So there's not a doubt in their mind. If they walk down those steps, if little Maxie, when she gets a little bit older, if she's like, oh, I hear some rustling downstairs, what's that? Walks down, she's going to see me in a Santa suit. So regardless, she's going to see Santa no matter what. So it's going to be a thing in the Padre household. I can assure you of that. So that is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's my favorite time of the year. So let's see. We got Timmy out there. He's saying, congrats, guys, on reaching a goal. You built a great community. We really have. The people here are just so good. We're not the biggest channel out there, but, man, the people we have in here just are so supportive. And both Jake and I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Tom is giving me some kudos on my glass here. It's from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, arguably one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. And he says he'll donate $20 more if I do an impersonation of Cousin Eddie. So with that being said, I'm going to do a couple here for you. First off, most famous quote of them all is when he says, shitter's full. So that's incredible. I got to do it right. So, Clark, shitter's full. And then there's this one of my favorites as well. Said, you better take a rain check on that, Art. He's got a lip fungus they ain't identified yet. Amazing. That's when he's talking to the grandfather about that. Yeah, so that's such a great, like, when they show up in the camper and, obviously they got the whole house already packed and it's full. I think Kyle Brandt actually talked about this for memorable movie quotes from actually Art, the grandfather. And this is part of it where, Cousin Eddie and his family show up and whatnot, and he asks if there's any room, and the grandfather says, of course there's room. We've been staying here for 2 weeks now, so just a great movie. If you haven't watched it, you got to watch it. So yeah, I have a very special glass from that. I got it from Kohl's. I think it was like $15, best $15 I ever spent. And during the holiday season, it makes for a great bourbon holder as well.
All right, Jake. So I said I'd wait 15 more minutes. We're just about there.
I got a text. I got a text from my buddy Ian. I said, you want to come on through your phone? And he said, LOL, sure.
Nice.
So I think he's going to give it a shot. So I think what we'll have to do here, we got to drop him the link, right?
Yeah, I can send him the link if you have an email, or I'm going to drop the link in the channel. You can actually click on it there. I was going to say, we're going to announce the ugly sweater winner. And it, again, is the only one who submitted. But Janelle, thank you so much. And her ugly sweater is 3-time Super Bowl Raiders. The only thing that would have topped that would have been something from the Dolphins, something from the Patriots. And, those would have been.
Man, oh, man. It's sad to see it go to a Raiders fan. My brother loves the Raiders as well. What's your one friend? Is it Josh? From... he lived next door to you. He used to join a lot, our show. He's a big Raiders fan as well.
Oh, yeah, little Josh. Yeah, Josh. Right. Yeah. Josh
big Raiders fan as well. So shout out to you, man. I don't know if you've watched in recent history here, but we miss you. And not going to say go Raiders, but I do like Hunter Renfrow and what they're doing over there. Devontae Adams potentially going to set the single season record past Tim Brown. I think Tim Brown set it with 14:08 in 1997. He could break that, possibly tomorrow. We'll see. It's going to be Raiders and Steelers tomorrow, so that'll be a good game to watch.
All right, let me get the link and I'll post it in the channel. While I'm doing that, obviously, again, Janelle, you are the winner. $50 coming your way when I see you next in the office. Thanks again for being the only one to be brave enough to submit an ugly sweater picture. Jake, if try to get some of these folks in the channel to join the trivia, else we're going to do something different. I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it until we absolutely don't get anyone from the channel to join us. We're going to give a prize away.
I think Ian is in. I think he's in. So there's a way he can maybe join this through his phone. He's going to try. I said to join the stream, you're going to be dropping the link in the channel there. So
is he going to try to do the trivia? Is that what he's going to try to do?
I think so. Yeah.
All right. All right. Let me get the invite link. Copy that. All right, folks, putting this out in the channel. There it is.
And if someone gets to it sooner.
Yeah, if we see you show up in the green room, we do have treats in the green room. Very good stuff out there. Home-baked cookies from Jake. Mama Padre made one of her famous pies. It's in the green room. Come on, join us.
That's
Click
right.
that link. Get on in.
Ian is on too, by the way. He said, "Let's go." So he's ready to go here.
All right. So he's gonna be playing for the $50 gift certificate then.
I love it. I love it.
And I'm gonna get that ready. I see him starting to show up. Where's the camera, Ian? Turn that camera on.
He does not have power, by the way, guys. Not sure if he has light or what.
Man. Is that Z-Bell?
That's ZBell84, yes. That is his original YouTube channel name. Mike, by the way, Ian and I started as YouTubers many, many moons ago, back in like 2008. And we had some very embarrassing videos that have since been deleted. We were talking a little Buffalo Bills football. Ian made a video called The Buffalo Bills and Shaquille O'Neal. I don't know why we were talking about Shaq, but there was a reason why we paired those two together. But anyways, back in the heyday when it was the drought years, there he is.
Oh,
what's up, man?
Well, let me bring him on first. Let me
He's in the
best I can do.
Total darkness. Oh my goodness.
Hey, give a view. Give a view of the window real quick.
Yeah.
Look at that. It is a whiteout.
Oh,
so I'm completely in the dark. We've lost power. I had power. I don't know. We lost it like 3 hours ago.
Man.
We're just trying to make it work.
That's tough. And he's out in like Larkin area over there. So that's I heard a lot of people with my cousin too. He was saying they lost power.
It's about 1,000 of us.
Man.
Wow.
That's brutal.
How are you staying warm, Ian?
This building actually, heat has never been a problem. So weirdly enough, it's still like 71 degrees in here. So it's actually fine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good news. So are you ready, Ian? Are you ready, Ian, for some trivia? Now we're going to give away a $50 gift card. If you can answer for you, I feel like you know Buffalo trivia a little more. I got to make this a little harder for you. I was going to make it just 5 questions. I think we got to go 6 questions for you. And it's going to be Who Wants to Be a Millionaire style. You can phone a friend. Jake is that friend, and you can ask the channel. All right. So let me share my screen, and we'll get into this.
Perfect.
All right. Let's see here. Present. Share screen.
How many questions are there going to be, Mike? Just one, or are we talking multiple? Or
6, sir.
Oh, 6. Okay.
He's got to get 6 right.
Oh, here we go,
All right.
baby.
All right, I'm going to have to turn my phone the other way here just so that I can see the questions.
All right. So the first question is, what former Bills offensive lineman now does radio analysis for all Bills games? And I don't know if you can see, but is it Howard Ballard, Eric Wood, Jim Richer, or Reuben Brown?
It should be Eric, from what I remember.
That's right.
Is that your final answer?
It is.
Do my best.
Trick question, though, because Reuben Brown did appear on several radio shows. I think he still does. From time to time, he pops in as a guest on WGR.
Does he?
Yeah. But
Wow.
he's not so much anymore. Eric Wood is correct though. He does the Bills games with
All right,
John
let's
Murphy.
see. That is correct. All right, let's move on to question number 2. This one should be easy, I think. I'll be disappointed if you don't know this one again. Which Bills player took away a sure fumble recovery touchdown from Dallas Leon Lett? You probably don't even need me to tell you who the
No,
multiple
that's going to be
choice are.
Don Baby.
All right, easy. Hopefully these get a little tougher. Let's see. All right, this might be a little tough for you. This might be. We'll see. Who was the starting quarterback in the infamous Music City Miracle playoff loss?
So it's Rob Johnson, because it was supposed to be Doug, and there was a whole press conference with Wade Phillips because Wade really wanted to start Doug, but it was actually management who decided to start Rob Johnson in his place because they felt like they weren't getting a good return on the investment they spent for his contract. So they started Rob.
That is correct. How do you know this, Ian? Were you even
Listen,
born back then, or you were a
We
baby
don't mess
at
around.
that
Mike.
time?
We don't mess
My
around.
God.
Look,
what we do.
growing up with Jake, this was kind of like common knowledge that you just had to know, So
I watched that game. I still say it was a forward lateral. It should have been called back. I had no doubt when I saw that. I'm watching it with my friends. I'm like, it's coming back. It's coming back. It never came back. And to this day, I swear that's a forward lateral there. All right. So we got 3 down. Oh my God. I feel like nothing's been challenging you much. Oh, okay. You probably know this one too. In one Super Bowl loss, what error did Thurman Thomas make? He wore the wrong shoes, he took 4 penalties, lost his helmet, or got ejected.
So I think I know it, but I'm not 100%. I think it's lost his helmet, but I think I need to phone a friend with this one.
All right. We're going to Jake. I don't know. This is, let's see. This is in the 90s. Jake's pretty good in the 90s. If it was the 80s, I would have probably gone to the channel instead of Jake. But it's 90s. I think he's going to have you covered here.
Yeah, no, you're right, Ian. He did not have his helmet. Great story behind that. We used to work out at Thurman Thomas Sports Training back in the day. We became pretty close with the Thomas family, which was really cool. Literally sat. Ian, were you there I think you were there with us, right?
I was
When we
there
sat
for the
behind
arena
him?
football game,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, and he was sitting in front of us. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So his family, he got us tickets for the Rochester Raiders Indoor Football League game. And it was super cool. We sat right behind him and his family. He is the nicest, most down-to-earth guy you'll ever meet. But he had a great story about that helmet issue. So the Bills are notorious for being big-time partiers back in the 90s. So they would go out and they would really get after it the night before Super Bowl. And he said he was just very hungover. And things weren't totally, things were a little fuzzier than usual. So he's like, yeah, I just, didn't have my helmet and a little hungover.
I knew it was one of the top 2. I'm sure he didn't take 4 penalties. So that's really hard to do for a running back. And I know he didn't get ejected. So.
Yeah, the top 2. If they would have made it a little more difficult if they had a more realistic third answer there for you. All right. We are through 4 questions.
Hey, first off, I just want to point something out. So that picture there right above, that is my good buddy Jaron Moore, I think.
Really?
Timmy Corks, if you're out there, that looks awfully like Jaron. Yeah, so I think that's Clarion, if I'm correct. It looks like Clarion. So he was a receiver for Clarion. Small guy, fast as hell. He literally was Dree Archer. He was at the University of Buffalo with us, too, when we were working for the team. But he was a scout guy, and they used him as Dree Archer because he was so fast. He was so small. I don't know if you remember that name, Mike. Ian remembers that name.
I know
Small
Dree.
guy, like 5'6", 5'7", like $180, maybe $170, but fast as hell.
He did run like a 4.34 or something like that. He was
that's
incredible.
Funny. That's crazy. I don't know how they generate these pictures above there, but that looks awfully like Jaron. So shout out to Coach Moore. I'm gonna have to send him this link because he's gonna have to watch this back. That's pretty hilarious to see that up there.
That's a good sign, I would think. And I just want to say that Big Al, I don't know if you said this already, Big Al thinks you look a lot better in the dark, Ian.
Hey, that's my second father right there, and so I get it.
Yeah, that's a good man to pick as your second father. and Mama Padre's like, you really are
Mom
in the
too.
dark.
Yeah.
All right, so we're through 4. Man, I hope they throw a doozy at you here. I don't know. Let's go here. Come on. if this doesn't right. I mean, I think Jake will disown you as a friend if you don't know this one. Which two quarterbacks were selected before Josh Allen? Was it Mayfield and Rosen, Mayfield and Darnold, Jackson and Rosen, or Mayfield and Jackson?
So I always get this mixed up in my head because I
careful.
know it's Baker, and I can't remember if it's Josh Rosen or Sam Darnold, but I'm pretty sure it's Josh Rosen. But I'm trying to think now. It's one of the two. I know it's one of the top two. Let me think about that for a minute.
Now you still have the. This is your fifth question. You got to get this one and one more right, and then there's a bonus question. But you could ask the channel still.
I'm trying to think if the Cardinals were worse than the Jets that year. It's the main thing. I know it's one of the top two. It's definitely not Lamar. He was 32nd overall.
Yeah.
And it. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Mayfield and Darnold. Don't think it was Josh Rosen. I think he was after.
Don't
All right.
second guess yourself.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hey, no cheating there, sir.
There was a lot of concern with Josh Rosen as somebody who didn't care very much about football, or that was very much his second profession. He had other goals and aspirations, and so I think it was Baker and Sam Darnold.
All right, and that's your final answer, Ian.
Yes.
All right. You know, Jake's like, go with your gut. Yes, say it. Yes, you got it. I thought you originally said Mayfield and Rosen. I thought we are going to get you, but let's see.
I did.
Which two quarterbacks were selected before Josh Allen? Answer, Mayfield and Darnold is correct.
Nice.
Woo! A little bit of sweat there. I thought you were going to use the channel on that one.
No,
All right.
not yet.
Question number 6. All right. You're going to get this one. This is easy news.
Baby.
Here. What university did Bills backup
man.
quarterback Frank Reich play for? Was it Maryland, Wake Forest, South Carolina, or Duke?
So Jake knows this is my bugaboo. Knowing colleges for players is not something I'm great with.
Uh-oh.
But I think it's Maryland, but I'm going to ask the chat.
All right, we're going to go to the channel here. Ian is asking.
It can't possibly be
for a little
Duke.
help.
No chance it's Duke. I can't even remember the last Duke quarterback. Probably Andre Woodson played for Kentucky, right, Jake?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
You know who it is, actually. Former Bills quarterback.
For Duke?
Actually, no. There's a more recent guy drafted in the first round. What am I saying?
We got Timmy coming in. Everyone right now, Timmy, Ryan, and Slinky saying Maryland.
Yeah. Okay. It's 100% Maryland. I don't know why I'm thinking. I was trying to decide between that and South Carolina. It definitely wasn't Wake Forest. It was one of the other two, and I was sure it was Maryland. But I'm thinking back to the '80s. Maryland was pretty good back then. South Carolina didn't quite have it. So yeah, I think it's Maryland then.
All right, final answer, Ian. This
Absolutely.
is a big one. This is for the $50 gift card. You sure?
I'm
Because
sure.
I don't know.
Trust,
I got some doubts on this one, man.
I trust Timmy with my life. So.
All right,
There
there we
is.
go.
That
Wow.
boy, Timmy.
There it is. Congratulations. Awesome job, Ian. For your bonus question, there's a bonus question. Give me your score prediction and who wins the game tomorrow. Bills, Bears.
Well, it has to be Bills. I would really be surprised if they didn't. Although the Bears' rushing attack is pretty good, and that's not something we've been necessarily, that great at as a defense. But I would say it's probably going to be relatively low scoring. I'm going to go with let's go like a 23-13 sort of thing.
Oh, wow.
All right. Like you say, they have a good running game. It's a one-man show over there. It really is a one-man show.
That's all it takes, though. I mean,
And,
Lamar Jackson is leading the Ravens. Well, when he starts and he's not hurt, but he led the Ravens to the playoffs just being a one-man show. And you can do that nowadays. And you give it a couple of years for defenses to figure out quarterbacks like that. But that's all it takes now.
Yeah, I hear it's going to be minus wind chill, minus, I think I looked at the weather, minus 20, something crazy like that. Gust up to 30 miles an hour. Jake wanted the weather. He wanted no dome. And Ian, I don't know what your thoughts are on this stadium. Should it have been a dome? I mean, look, let's talk about that for a minute, right? If the game had been played this Sunday in Buffalo, we wouldn't be playing it in Buffalo, not at least this Sunday. So what are your thoughts on that? Because Jake is adamant that we should never have a dome.
I understand both sides of the argument. I don't think that playing in the snow necessarily benefits us anymore like it used to, because we're not as much of a rushing attack team as we used to be. So a dome is nice. And I understand the expense of having like a reverse or like a retractable roof, which would be cool. But then you would never have it open when it snowed, because why would you ever do that, right? I think for the benefit of the city of Buffalo, it would be cool to have a dome, because then you can also have events in the winter, right? When football season's over, you can have concerts there and all sorts of cool stuff. I'm still a big proponent of Bill's Island, putting a dome in the middle of Lake Erie and having everybody, take a boat out there. I always thought that was such a cool idea.
20-foot waves right now, by the way, Lake Erie. Insane.
Yeah. Very impractical.
Yeah.
But I understand. I was very much on Jake's side. I used to fight very much against a dome because we're Buffalo. We like the weather, blah, blah, blah. But I get it either side. I wouldn't be upset if they had a dome.
Yeah. Well, then, unfortunately, they've already raised the funding. They're not going to change it, but it's an interesting conversation. And when we posted our video out there, we got a lot of different takes. A lot of folks like Chris out there saying 100. What is that? 10,000% dome. There was no snow on the field that started a game, but 2 feet in the stands. I think the new stadium is going to keep it a little warmer, but it's an interesting topic for sure. So, Ian, I want to thank you so much. Now, can you work your way over to the piano and play a little piano on your phone? Let's go.
As much as I'd love to, I have a keyboard, so since I have no power.
Oh man.
Can you stay on, though, and do the Sporkle quiz with me?
Absolutely.
Let's do a little Sporkle quiz. And then I want to say to everyone, Jake and I are going to do a quick 30-minute pregame show, which will follow this amazing show. So, again, it's all about, let me take this off the screen here. Let me stop sharing. Let me see, stop screen. And again, we're raising funds. We've already exceeded our goal, which is fantastic. But there it is. Click that little QR code, that little code, and it'll take you right to the donate page. All right, let's have a little more fun with trivia with Mr. Jake Podger and Ian. And Jake, you're the one who has to share, so go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Before I do, I just want to – there are a couple things that happened in that conversation I want to bring back up because I don't want to lose thought of what we were talking about. So, first off, the Duke quarterbacks, Ian, Daniel Jones. How do we forget about him? Very recent first-round pick out of Duke. 7th overall.
I wouldn't have known he went to Duke, honestly, until you said that.
I know, crazy. And then Thad Lewis.
Oh, Thad.
Bills quarterback,
wow.
Thad
Well,
Lewis.
He wasn't drafted, though.
No, he wasn't. Undrafted, but yeah, kind of cool. So, yeah, 2 Duke quarterbacks. And then talking about the Dome, I don't know if you guys heard on Kyle Brandt's Basement. He always has Josh Allen once a week. He's on the show. Our king has spoken, and Kyle Brandt brought it up. He's like, what do you think about, people bringing it up that Buffalo should have a dome? They shouldn't be playing in the elements. And he said, and I quote, I think that's a fairly soft take. You heard it from the king.
I heard
if he wants to play in weather, he could play in
What else is he going to say? Of course he's going to say that. Come on now.
I know.
I heard that.
But I'm just saying.
I'm just thinking about if you're somebody just joining the show right now and you see the two of us and you see this guy, this silhouette, you're like, what the hell are we watching right here?
Those like documentaries where you interview like a prisoner and they got their face black.
I need to have the voice modulator so that
yes,
I can.
You do.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so good.
Listen, this is typical Buffalo. This is what we have to deal with living here. Is sometimes the power goes out and you don't have any way to light yourself for a situation like this. And it's so funny because I'm a streamer as well, and so I have a whole lighting kit. I have webcams, ring lights, all sorts of stuff, and I can't use any of it. So.
Yep.
Before you bring up Sporkle, I think Chris is throwing a question out to you. He thinks you would know this, Jake. I don't know. This would be a tough one to know.
Question?
Who scored the first ever Buffalo Bills safety? Oh my God! I mean, that's got to be a hard one.
The first ever safety. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, that's got to be in the 60s. I would assume.
You would think.
Wow. This is a very good question, Chris. Throwing me for a loop here. I'm going to go with an oldie. George Sames, former safety for the Bills. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't even know if it's right. I'm going to put his name out there, though.
All right. It's a good guess.
I don't know.
Chris will have
That's
to
a great question.
know.
It really is a good question.
All right,
but
Jake,
it might be a more like, yeah.
Bring up Sporkle. Tell the folks what it is and, how you have so much fun with it. And then, let's put you two to the test.
Sure thing. So I'm going to hit share screen. I haven't actually ever done this before, so I'm going to try it. And
Just as a fun update, I got a text message from my internet provider telling me that there's an outage, and I've known that for about 3 hours now. So I'm glad that they're on top of things.
That is funny. Yeah, we were a little. I was worried because Amy, Baby Jack's mom, had said, "Yeah, we might lose power," so she was going to have to join on the phone as well if she had lost power.
can you guys see this?
I can see it.
Okay, this is a good one. So this is the Buffalo Bills all-time leaders. It is updated as of November of 2022. So pretty recent. And basically, so the concept behind Sporkle is these are time quizzes. So there's 100 total, there's 100 total things here. So we have passing yards, rushing yards, and it's like the top 10 in each category for all of these. Approximate value, that is actually, it's done by Pro Football Reference. And just to give you an actual definition of what that is, it was created by Pro Football Reference's founder, Doug Drennan. And basically the approximate value is a method, and it's an attempt to put a single number on the seasonal value of a player at any position from any year since 1960 to present day. So basically the way he described it is AV is not meant to be the be-all, end-all metric. Football stat lines just do not come close to capturing all the contributions of a player. So it kind of encapsulates their full career. Like it takes everything into account, whether it's Pro Bowls, statistical things, Super Bowls won, stuff like that. So that's what that is. So usually your better players are going to have the highest value. And I think this is like their career value. That's what it looks like to me here. So
if there's anyone out there who's a baseball nerd, if you know the term WAR, wins above replacement, that's probably the closest thing to approximate value as to what that means.
There we go. That makes sense. All right, so you guys can see my screen here. I'm going to go ahead and hit play quiz. We have 14 minutes to get 100 names here. So if we can't do it, I'll be pretty disappointed. There's definitely going to be some names on here I feel like that are probably more tricky. This is the all-time Buffalo Bills leaders. So we're talking everything from 1960 onward here. So a lot of names out there. So Ian, you ready for this?
So just to clarify, it's only like, for example, passing yards. It's only the yards they accumulated with the Bills, right?
With the Bills. That's correct. Yes. Yeah. So guys like James Lofton, you won't see him on here because he had 14,000 career receiving yards. Obviously, majority of that came with the Packers. So yeah, you won't see guys like that on here. So that was a very good question. Same with like T.O. because T.O. obviously would be first then.
Right.
But
right.
Yep. So good question there. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Mike, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. I saw you went on mute there. So, all right. Beautiful. Here we go. We're going to start. So let's start off with the usuals, Ian. So basically you can start typing in last names and it'll auto-populate. So it is a bit of a hack, but we would have gotten those names anyway. Ben Williams, I think that would have been a little tough to get, but the other ones, Kyle Williams, Mario Williams, that's easy money. So we'll type in Jones. That's a typical last name, Henry Jones. He's fourth on the list there in tackles.
Get yourself a Smith.
Yep, we'll get a Smith. Bruce Smith will be the top leader there for Pro Bowls, approximate value, first team All Pros. Tackles. That's
Johnson. Get a Johnson in there.
Oh, yeah, we'll get a Johnson. Stevie Johnson should be on there. That's a good one.
Might as well throw Kelly. Get Jim Kelly.
Allen.
Fitzpatrick.
Thurman Thomas.
Forgot the Z.
Thomas.
Oh, boy.
Simpson.
There we go, Mike.
There you go.
Simpson.
Joe Ferguson.
He's second all-time in passing yards. Who else do we have here? We got Edwards,
Jack Kemp,
maybe?
Potentially.
Oh. Yeah, Kemp should be on there.
Bledsoe.
Bledsoe. Flutie, maybe.
Yep, I wouldn't be surprised.
Who else are we talking here? Recent guys. Maybe, probably not EJ Manuel.
No. I would think that those guys would probably be later on, or earlier, I should say. Earlier guys.
Yeah. Chandler, Bob Chandler.
You can get Jackson for Fred Jackson should be up there, I would assume.
Freddie Jackson. Who else do we got here? Travis Henry. LaShawn McCoy.
Willis I don't McGahee. Think Willis was here. Marshawn?
He had 3 really good years. Marshawn Lynch. Ooh, doesn't qualify.
Travis Henry. Okay.
No. Oh, wow.
Cookie Gilchrist.
Yep, that's a great name. Block for Jim or I'm sorry, Jim Braxton blocked for. Never mind. I'm going back. Okay. Actually, no.
You might as well throw Brown as a last name. That's something that might pop up.
Ruben Brown for Pro Bowls. Yep, that's
There you
big.
go. Receiving yards, you're definitely going to want, let's see, maybe Peerless Price.
Yeah, I think he might be on. Yeah, it's a great name. Yep.
Jerry
Stevie
Butler,
Johnson.
Butler
I mean,
maybe.
Steph Diggs
Oh,
should
yeah.
be on there.
Jerry
Oh, wow.
Butler should be up there.
Butler.
Jerry Butler,
I don't know if
that's a great
Albert
name.
Dubinion would make the cut, but
I think he would. Yep. Let's see.
We got people saying Kelsey out there.
Chris
Fletcher.
Kelsey.
Yeah, we got the channel.
London Fletcher for sure.
London
Yep.
Fletcher, Takeo Spikes, potentially.
Spielman.
Spielman,
Oh.
yeah. Great name. What?
No
Sometimes
Spikes.
that happens. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I guess Takeo, I mean, he had 2 really good
Oh,
years, and then he
Spielman,
had the
okay.
Bryce
Achilles
Pop?
tear. Bryce Pop, no.
No.
Daryl Paley.
Shai Conlon, Bennett.
Conlon. Yeah, Bennett, yep. Odoms, Nate Odoms. Clements. McGee, maybe?
Now, I know it's tough to spell,
Bird.
but Joe DeLamielleure
Bird.
is going to be up there.
Yeah, Butch Bird.
Man, I don't even know.
Possibly
DB.
Troy Vincent for interceptions.
Nah, I
Yeah.
think he was here for not long enough. We're
Probably
talking-
not.
What about Jones? Henry Jones.
We have him. Yep, he's already on here.
Oh,
Mike,
he's on
he's
there.
in there.
Oh,
for
I don't
tackle.
see
Antoine
him.
Winfield.
Antoine
I don't know if he was here
Winfield,
long
great
enough.
Gilmore, maybe?
Nate Clemens. Oh, you got him.
Who else do we got?
It's tough because we don't really keep. We don't have a lot of defensive backs that we keep for a long time. Who was the
Right.
Jeff Burris?
For points, Christie.
Yep, there we go. Christie, Lindell.
Christie. Honestly,
No.
Ryan Lindell's probably up there. Yep.
Hauschka.
Best kicker in Bills
Wow.
history, Scotty Norwood.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Scotty Norwood. Got to get
it's
him in
always
there.
it's always the kickers too that have the most points scored. You know,
Did you do Aaron Schobel?
great name. One of the most underrated Bills of all time. Jerry Hughes.
Jerry Hughes is up there. Yeah.
Who else?
Phil Hansen. Hansen,
yeah, that's a good name.
I don't know if he's out there. Nope, he didn't make it.
No Teddy Washington. I'm surprised about that for tackles. He had so many tackles. 70 out of 100 so far, guys. Not bad. We still have 9 minutes to go.
Oh, we got to get rolling here.
Ooh.
37 picks. Sames? Whoops.
Kelso?
Also,
Dante
yeah, Mark
Hittner.
Kelso.
No.
Try Hittner. Wow. Okay, 37 picks is a Bill.
Just for my sake, is Scott Chandler in there somewhere for receiving yards? Probably not.
So
But
Bob Chandler was on there, but Scott Chandler was not. Yeah.
What about
Frank
Metz
Lewis? Frank Lewis? Yeah, there we go. I tried Metzler. So we're good on receiving yards.
All right, we're good there.
We still need 2 for rushing yards here. McCoy we got, right? Yeah. Shady.
yeah, we did LaShawn.
Antoine Smith would have popped up already. Any other
This is going to be an
running backs?
older person, I would assume, for those
Rob
other two.
Riddick? Oh, really?
No.
Let's see.
The passing yards is throwing me through a loop because, I mean, that's like a good, 3-4 seasons worth of passing yards.
Yeah, I know. Johnson. Well, no, Johnson would have popped up.
So who came before? Was there someone in between Joe Ferguson and Jack Kemp? Or after Joe Ferguson?
No, Joe Ferguson was right up until the Kelly days. So
Okay.
pretty much, right? Or no, wait a minute. Was it? No, because Jim Kelly started playing with us in '86.
Did you put Bennett in there? Cornelius Bennett? I don't see him on there. He should be.
That's a good one.
He should be up there.
There we go.
There we
Good
go.
one, Mike.
That-
Very
that
nice.
was-
Cornelius.
Wow.
Come on, guys. You do this all the time.
I
This
know.
is disappointing
This
right
should
now.
be good.
Let's
This
go.
should be good. Pro Bowl.
Jake
I don't
says
do exclusively Bills stuff.
Joe
That's-
DeLamielleure is on that list. I just don't know how to spell his last name.
It's tough to spell, yeah.
DEL. It should. Well, how many letters before it comes up?
I know. You gotta get a good amount of them.
You might get Eric Wood for first team All Pros.
No, I don't think he was. Jordan Poyer was though.
Oh, there you
And
go.
he's on there for that.
Is
too.
Micah Hyde up there then?
He should be for Pro Bowls. No, maybe not.
He might be one of the tied.
Yeah, that's true. Wow. What else do we got here?
Tackles.
Did you do Don Beebe?
Oh,
that's
Steve Tasker will be on there for Pro Bowls at least.
Oh, yeah. How can we forget Tasker? Big L saying Jeff Wright. WR.
Merlis.
Yeah, Freddie.
Freddie. The 37
Man.
picks is interesting to me.
Yeah.
That has to be someone older.
Yeah, how are we missing that? 37 interceptions. Obviously not Trey, but I thought maybe he'd be,
I'm
22
slumped on
picks,
that one.
not quite enough. Some older players here.
Oh, Tyrod. Tyrod's got to be up there.
Tyrod Taylor, of course. Yep.
That's who that was.
Tyrod, man. Tyrod was,
He played with us for a while.
he was good, man. I like Tyrod. He, obviously couldn't get it to the next level, couldn't get us to a Super Bowl, but first quarterback he broke the drought. Let's see here. Wow.
Somebody with more rushing yards than Travis Henry is with us specifically.
Yeah, Big L. We said Henry Jones. He wasn't on there. I don't think.
I love that
Braxton?
Larry Centers.
Had to type in a fullback.
He was only
Had to
here for
type
like
in
a year.
fullback. Yeah. Who are we missing here for interceptions? How do we not know this?
It's got to be someone
37.
old. It's got to be someone in the 60s, 70s, because.
You guys said you already tried Winfield.
Yep, Antoine
Yeah.
Winfield, Troy Vincent.
Trying to think it's the safeties back then. Kelso comes to mind, but which we got him.
Mark also, yeah.
Wow.
Who was alongside Princeton Prelu?
Pearson Prelo.
Pearson?
Izell Reese.
Izell Reese.
He wouldn't be on here.
He would not be on there.
Lawyer Malloy. No, not enough time. Nate Odoms. Yeah, he's already on here. Okay.
Who's on the? Think of the lineman for the electric company there, because a lot of those guys should be like first team All Pros. I'm trying to think of their names. Reggie something. What was his
Reggie
name?
McKenzie.
Yeah, that's one of them. Is he on there at all? We got Amy McKenzie.
Not. No.
Yeah, the 8 Pro Bowls too. That's
That's got to be
Ruben
Joe.
Brown.
That's got to be Joe DeLamo.
It's got to be Joe. Yeah.
Yeah. The 6 though. 6 Pro Bowls.
I can't believe how many Pro Bowls Jack Kemp went to.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. 6 Pro Bowls, man. Points too. How are we missing this?
That's got to be a kicker.
69. Yeah.
Unless there's just one name that we're all forgetting that fits that and like rushing yards and something else, but I'm
Mike
pretty
Howell.
sure that's a kicker.
Yeah. It's got to be a kicker. Ooh, let's see. Butch Bird, Jarris Bird should have maybe been on here, but
37 picks though is just really
37 interceptions is a lot. It's got to be an older guy, right?
It almost has to be.
Leonard Smith would have popped up.
Linebacker wore 55. He's coming to mind. He's an older guy. He's an older player. I'm thinking for tackles. What's his name? Haslett? Jim Haslett?
Jim Haslett, yeah. Actually, my dad almost got into a fight with Jim Haslett at a bar.
Nothing for Haslett?
At the Big Tree Inn.
The Big Tree Inn.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Funny story. He'll tell you about that one. Oh, man. How are we losing this here? There's going to be some names on here that are just so obvious. We got to figure out how to spell Joe DeLamo.
Let's see. Somebody in the channel can help us. Joe DeLamalor.
Absolutely. You got to throw that in there.
Yeah.
If you can think of who came after OJ,
What do you mean, running back wise?
as far as running backs,
Joe Cribbs.
yeah.
It's Joe Cribbs.
Joe
That's
Cribbs.
one of them.
Good one.
Wow. We got 80%. Man.
It's getting tough. There's no way we're going to
How
hit
are
it.
we? How are we drawing blanks on these names here? You think
Some of them I
are-
get. I'm not going to come up with sacks or the tackles. That's tough.
61 and a half sacks, though. That's
Delamala, DELA, says Ryan.
DELA.
Come on, is he really not showing up?
He's
That-
definitely
gotta
on
be.
here. Yeah, he's definitely on here. What the heck, man?
I question this site.
See, this is fun though. This is like I literally will stay up.
How
at
about
night.
Hull? Ken Hull. Did you put Hull in there?
Ken Hall's got to be there.
Good.
Yeah.
Good
There we
call,
go, there
Mike.
we go.
That was good, man.
Yeah.
He's on the approximate value there. First team All Pros too. I mean, 5 first team All Pros. You're talking.
You tell me. Wait, no, I've already used the names I would have used. What about Lofton? Did we use Lofton already?
I don't think he was with the Bills long enough. Otherwise,
Yeah, I mean,
I would be on
years.
board with you there.
Years
I
of
was
the
thinking some
90s.
old guys there.
We got the receiving yards, so that's actually good. Now it's just a matter of we got 1 for rushing yards, 1 for tackles. The interceptions, the corners are safeties here. And Joe DeLamalure is one of them. You can technically count 82 out of 100, but we just can't spell his last name.
Flutie, Sam Gash, Bryce Pop. I think we tried Pop already.
Yeah, we did. There's Pop. The other guys out there.
Okay, I got a spelling for Joe DeLamalure.
Okay,
Ready?
what do we got?
DELAMIELLEURE.
Jeepers. Look at that. I think he's only 3 first team All Pros. I thought it was more than that. And he wasn't the Pro Bowl, the 8-time Pro Bowler. Wow,
Jim
guys.
Richer?
Ooh.
It's RIT.
Oh, Dennis Shaw, Tony Green, Mario Clark, Steve Freeman, Booker Edgerson. Should have
I got some
that one.
insight from Timmy, Terrence
Ray
McGee.
Carlton. Oh, we had Terrence. He's already on here.
Oh,
John
it ended,
Leopold.
right?
Yeah, Mike Stratton. How do we
Oh.
forget Mike Stratton? Billy Shaw and Mike Stratton. Oh,
Billy
my
Shaw
God.
was up there a lot.
Tom Sestak, Stu Barber, Phil Hansen. I thought we typed in Phil Hansen.
We did.
Tom
We,
Hess.
we said
Tom
his
Sestak,
name.
Ray Carlton. The average score, though, guys, 45%. So you should feel a little bit better about that. That's great. Yeah,
So
so
that's
yeah,
Sporkle.
that's Sporkle for you.
So how do you, I mean, do you guys ever like use it to go against one another?
Oh yeah. We a lot of times we'll actually it's usually never against each other. We just like go back and forth. Like Mike, my ideal day is just to sit like in my man cave here, have like a 30 rack of beers, and just sit around and do these Sporkle quizzes. Because there's more than just that. There's like you go through like just random NFL players, like the 2000s. Like we're really good with the 2000s. So there was one. It's like name every single quarterback to start from 2000 to 2022, and we got 100%. The average score on it was like 32%. Because there's some names on there that like you don't think about, like Cody Pickett, Jeff Toole's a name, like Tony Banks, Elvis
Brian
Grubach,
Brom.
Brian Brom. You know what I mean? What's another good one?
Jeff Toole.
Jeff Toole's a great name. Quarterback for the Broncos.
you
Jarius
thinking of?
Jackson.
Matt Mock?
Jarius Jackson. Matt Mock too. That's a good name.
Oh, well.
I know we're talking gibberish to you right now, Mike.
Yeah,
but this is like
yeah.
literally what me and Ian do. So
No,
just to
no,
give you an
it's
example.
okay. I was trying to get my last donation in, and guys, we are at $5,135.
Wow.
We did it. Fantastic.
It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
That is amazing. Thanks again for everybody. So that was fun. I actually did enjoy that. Again, I was kind of half paying attention, trying to throw some names out, and then trying to.
No, you
but
did, Mike. You got us some good ones.
I
there.
figured you guys had this nailed. I mean, I'm like, why am I? I'm just gonna go on silent and let you guys do it.
Sometimes there's names like really obvious guys. Like, how do we miss? I mean, we missed Tom Sestak and Mike Stratton. That's Billy Shaw. How do we miss Billy Shaw? You know what I mean? Like those names, they're
Two
in
of the
my head.
three, I didn't know. I know Shaw. I didn't know those other two. Stratton, you said?
Mike Stratton, yeah.
I know
Yeah,
Mike
around the
Stratton. I
world.
didn't know the stuff. What would you say his name was? The other guy?
Tom
Sestak?
Sestak. He was a D tackle. Yeah.
Can't remember him.
He was unreal. He played in the '60s, and then so did Mike Stratton. Mike
That
Stratton Bill
would be why.
Thornton's a big Mike Stratton guy, Mike.
Okay.
Your dad is a big Mike Stratton guy, from what I
Yeah.
remember seeing in the comments.
Okay.
So
I'll have to ask him about it.
He had the famous hit heard around the world against the Chargers in the '64 AFL championship.
Then he would definitely know it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep. That's great. There it is.
There it is.
Nice.
So I'm so appreciative of everybody. It's awesome. Great stuff.
This has been a great
Ian,
show.
Ian, I want to thank you. I mean, that kind of, let's see, I think that wraps it up for us. It was a lot of fun. I am so impressed with you being able to get through those 6 questions. I should have took it to 7. I just knew it was going to be too easy for you. But there was 2 you struggled on. Not really struggled, but at least you had to go to the channel once, and you did use the phone a friend. So thanks again, man. We'll catch you again when you can actually play that piano for us. And I'd love to have you on the show again. We'd love to have you. He's been talking about getting Ian on.
We got to have a segment, me and Ian,
yeah.
because this is like what we do. We're like back and forth. Like we just love like the nostalgia and like trivia and stuff like this. So, and we'll just shoot the shit for hours, Mike. I mean, this is like, it's a great thing. I love it. I get fired up just talking about it. But like it's fun.
Got get a little hockey news there.
Wow, scored 802. That's big time.
Yeah.
Good for him, man. It's even more impressive in this era too, because like back in the '90s, I mean, guys were putting up. I mean, what did Mario Lemieux? What did he have? Like 90 something goals, and then Wayne Gretzky had 90 something. I mean, crazy how many goals they used to score back in the day. For now, with the net being smaller, obviously games not as high scoring unless you're the Buffalo Sabres. It's kind of cool. That's awesome to see.
Let's see here. Let me just look at I think that's it. We're going to wrap this up. It was wonderful. Again, thank you, everyone. We hit our goal. Fantastic. Keep it going. I mean, share it. We still would love to exceed it. I didn't know what to put the goal at. I honestly didn't. Never done a giveaway. 5K in just about 3 weeks is incredible. So thank you again, everybody. Like I said, Jake and I are going to talk, and we're going to probably put a show out here in about 15 more minutes. A quick pregame show for the Bears tomorrow. Ian, if you weren't so dark, I don't care. If you, I mean, it kind of actually is interesting. I'd love to have you join us if you want to.
Yeah, man.
And no problem at all. You might scare some people, but I found out recently that a lot of people like to watch dark stuff, scary, dark stuff. And that might just attract people more to the show. They come in and are, ooh, what's going on here? Who's this guy they got here?
Hey, I'm definitely a fan of that kind of stuff. You know what? I might be able to get a light on my face here at some point, because I do have one light that is not plugged into a socket that maybe I can finagle some kind of setup to get me on.
Put the flashlight underneath the chin.
Exactly. Yeah, really, I need that.
Really give the ambiance. Yes.
But hey, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. Jake's. I've popped in from time to time when I can, and I really do enjoy. I do enjoy watching you guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ian. And again, thank you everyone out there. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. And we'll have another show before New Year's. So, but if I don't see you, happy New Year's as well. So let's end it here, guys. Thanks again. Go Bills.
Go Bills, baby. Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.